to just standing around. How absurd.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here.
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday.
Huh?
Useless. Useless.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept?
Is everything ready?
Absolute. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him out.
Grandpa! Why is there a...
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man.
It's a one-for-one let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the dent...
You stay right there.
Playmate! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward. Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Grandpa!
this day's going.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said. The dendro archon.
Grandpa?
Hey, look.
There used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, the symbols on the gate belonged to King Deshret's civilization. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise!
What's he doing here?
They must have fallen down here with us. Most of them seem in really bad shape, except for him.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Alright.
He's in
As it happens,
What are you doing?
don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusana, two major deities are vying to showcase their power to us.
Paimon thought you weren't interested.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living. New discoveries are always worth.
Gonna do a
I'll just let them lay here.
Sure. I'll hang out with you youngsters.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked...
Yeah! And there's so many plants. It's
Do you see an...
Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this...
Whatever you say.
There's nothing to be angry about.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, boring. Let's light it up. Adventure time. Boring.
truth repeats its course. I'm going in. Oz reveal.
Lament! Here! Here! Worthless!
adventure time! Dare to mess with me?
Boring!
Too late for regrets!
Boring! Here!
Let's light it up! By royal decree!
Worthless!
Everybody stand back! Oz revealed!
Boring! Disappear! Here! Worthless! Worthless! Here! Here! Boring! Useless! Get...
I'm going in! Have fun with this gift! By royal decree!
Lament! Worthless! Worthless! Here! Here! Worthless! Here!
a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
It's getting brighter. Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something
These are...
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people.
You can read ancient King...
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they
He's not serious.
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletons. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite.
Isn't sharing knowledge against...
Yes. However, under the you'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my
A
eternal
loja menor é a loja maior.
Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But this doesn't...
Was that the former Dendro Archon?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no you've just witnessed his priest's
I've never... The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not... King Deshret's death. The all but we saw her as nothing more than a traitor. Who stabbed us in the back in our moment of...
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all...
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to...
My Aramites and I...
Hey,
I should probably go.
what's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. But please, give me some time.
It's not gonna...
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with.
When would be a good time?
Tomorrow. And I'll return every last one of your mad...
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy...
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone.
That must have been rough. But
Ramon's no fool. Being the lead... It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret. But now that that's...
The outcome, well...
we should get going too. Let's... Final! We're leaving!
Stop.
Off we go! Adventure time! Useless!
Raman,
Everything's been arranged. Someone...
I guess all I can say now...
don't mention it. But we share a common...
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the...
There's no need to yell. No...
We've been all over the desert trying to find...
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no. Make it quick, please. Swift and painless.
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino...
You should have known that I would be coming for...
Oh, wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently.
They, wanted to extract
Don't play dumb. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then...
I don't...
Well, you better start talking or you'll be so...
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like...
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis, and the Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he asked them,
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an After that, they harvested dreams via the Sebzer with the doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that,
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the scholars. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely, if it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect. This is but a form of phototaxis.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world?
From the beginning, when the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about.
So,
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let Raman give me a few men to help us.
Sure.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to...
The atmosphere. Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about?
Or I can go...
Oh! Paimon's so coming with you!
do you have any plans, traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels...
What a whirlwind of a story. Felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there'll be more issues to face.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that...
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant...
So,
Crush the sages and rescue our god.
Well, let's brainstorm a...
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep! It'll work out!
Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's...
Please, wait a moment. Before attending the meeting,
What do you need?
promise me that you won't commit to...
What do you think?
Okay.
Everyone's here so early! But
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been?
Are you ready?
Very well.
are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's...
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk.
You make...
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're...
That's what I wanted to... Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions,
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on your reaction,
Paimon's a little...
to be honest, I feel the same. Your deeds speak for...
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that.
I'm very glad I've said the same thing to everyone here today. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. You're welcome. Good luck.
Pra fazer sentido continuar farmando pra Farazon, eu acho que metade dos eremitas vai aceitar. Essa é a verdade e metade não vai.
Have you finished saying your goodbye?
Yeah, also...
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to... I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful to boost our...
Didn't we already do that during the meet?
You can never have enough words of...
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you we all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how some people can be...
Speaking of the front line...
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely... But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place. Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing...
Well, being a scholar is also a high risk...
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will...
This guy... Huh. Paimon still
All intellectuals are lunatics. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned you have a good... Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting... But the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect of human contact with divine knowledge as mere mortals. Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, the withering, Elazar, and the sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumer...
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's diseases would... At least... That... Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots.
But if that's the case, what should we...
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia forest?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check on the state of some of our
Where are we going?
to an Eremite base.
useless.
Ah, they're here.
Huh? What are
I gave them some tech.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for you.
Aren't those devices for can knowledge
Look here.
Huh? More can knowledge!
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but...
Anyway, we're not going to use. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The Academe Traveler. I want you to do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our
Yes.
Paimon...
I understand, but trust me, Paimon, this is because to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognized. Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no...
But what was the point?
And that's perfectly fine. In any case...
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the... Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And after all that time... A slave to orders. And that's why rules are... In addition, those who understand...
But what?
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be...
Things you're interested in are really...
Anyway, I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects.
Small
We're going to tinker with the...
Continuando.
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you...
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties.
But it's still the best plan we have. Is a former Matra...
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time.
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment. Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those...
Look, you already know that we're all...
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices.
Seems you really do understand.
Traveler, Paimon. Ramon's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into Sumeru City.
Wait, how can we work with the
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Arab... My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter this...
That also sounds like something Al-Haytham told you. Am I right?
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how deep...
Of course he does. He told me. He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, I never blindly trust anyone. And I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm a...
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life.
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect.
Now you're making this hard for...
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
Huh?
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should help at least a little bit.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory.
Well, but remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything. Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should...
Okay, you...
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice to this is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's...
Of course. Mahamatra-san. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting?
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el-Ahmar in Port Ormuz.
As many as Ain al-Ahmar? This should definitely be classified.
And I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as...
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
I can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing has Paimon. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards, even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might...
We discussed this.
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matras still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covered. Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If so, no matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested.
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on... Actually, considering the power of the Akasha...
I've given that a lot of thought. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that info, but things like that never happened again after we...
That's true. But what...
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think...
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this... Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it...
Because the Akasha controls the entire...
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can... By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic, and however, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, emotions are part of our behavioral logic. But can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated... The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions. So, in my opinion...
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever trapped by the past.
I'm so glad that this is settled.
Next time, pay attention.
Will do.
Just remember to stay fit.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Great Red...
This is my assistant, the Traveler. He will be working with me. The
Construto.
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun.
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation.
There's no need for flattery. Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map.
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's... Any questions about...
None at all, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academy. Get ready.
Acho que alguma coisa vai ser errada. Não lembro a hora marcada. Eu ainda não entendi aquela coisa no deserto, absorvendo areia.
Time for the operation. Let's go. Over there! Our helpers have arrived already! Let's hurry over!
Wait a moment.
Thank you!
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here.
It's to show how important we think the operation is, since this is a big
Suspeito.
case for the Academia.
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. They are our only leads for the case.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! Judging from those shiny weapons in your hand.
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smuggling.
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the Academia?
I'm not here to talk.
Oh, nobody's giving me this much time of day. Brothers! For that slight!
Too late for regret! Odds revealed!
O cara se jogando.
Dare to mess with me? Huh? We'll see about that. Too late for... Gears of the storm. By royal decree, everybody stand back.
Evil conquering. Worthless. 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 Here. Worthless.
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related
You pitiful
I'm a
King Deshret will
silence.
Oh!
Nossa.
Restrain them and take them back to
Yes, sir!
Ficou pesado.
Mahamatra Sino. I will now take my leave.
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went really...
Yes.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave Raman?
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan Rebot.
Yeah.
It's not the time to go join up with her.
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full plan with Tainari? What if he'll feel miffed if...
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well we know each other, I believe my message alone should... If we need help, get ready for the next phase of the plan.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the...
Sorry. We didn't mean...
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like... All joking aside, I'm glad you're here. Let's get moving and take care of this as soon as possible. Our responsibility is to get us dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to it.
Yeah, we sure don't want him showing up. Ooh, he really gets...
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Parte's DI and ask for Forest If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can... So, we'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel. The sages have placed spies everywhere on the other side of the wall. You should be off.
But I'm on that...
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your services, you should always go...
how much more do you want?
How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much recently. Come on, give me a smile so that I'm looking good. I hope this pretty smile... There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joyous one can bring blessings to others. Let's go.
Aqui em Partes, não foi onde ele trouxe a criança endoidado? Foi.
Useless. He's over there. Let's go say hi. Tainari!
Traveler, Paimon.
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something real...
All right. This place is better. We won't be Okay. What is this important thing you want to ask me? The doc...
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask.
Yes, actually, he left...
He left?
Yeah.
Can I ask what it was? Sorry to ask you like this after having just met. For now, all we can share with you is that...
Sino... I see. So that's why he hasn't... Okay. I'll answer your questions and we'll...
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not even a little worried?
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. You don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the skull...
Hypatia? Why would...
And what do you mean by take away? Is he...
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean you're
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, let me ask, have you been taking...
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you've recruited many informants.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking, I assume you have some...
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would...
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a...
Oh. I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me. To the point of even questioning my...
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such...
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that I will personally supervise her treatment.
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the academia. Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. Your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass.
Oh, no,
I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him,
It's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that he's confident in himself, and I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits, and was really surprised to see him just...
I see, I see. Of course, your opinion makes... You're still young, but already quite stubborn. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in a hurry. Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of. It's just as the Academia said. You're a responsible and gifted scholar. And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps he never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated through...
I can barely believe it myself.
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking...
Sorry we can't tell you everything. We appreciate...
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest.
Como assim?
Recently, my master wrote several letters to me.
Hasn't he already asked you?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of letters. My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. One dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and this has been a habit of his for many years. But I didn't find any...
I get it. Since you are always...
I'd like to ask you to do that for me, if you can keep yourself safe. Please withdraw...
I can do that. But I have a feeling it won't be that simple. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it... If the higher-ups really are hiding something, if the situation becomes critical, I'll...
Alright, we've got a plan. I'll stay at Gandharvaville to support...
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant.
I must say, I didn't...
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing whatever On that note...
The Academia, yes. But my master is a man of integrity. I suppose he's lucky to have lasted so long.
I see. So you know...
This may well be how Sino became involved in all of this. Also, if you run into Sino again, I think this may...
Okay, we'll find it...
Thanks.
Right. Oh, by the way, which way did...
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way.
À esquerda da entrada do local aqui da passarela.
According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check it. He also said that he'll take care of everything before, just to be safe.
But we have no idea...
We'll do it the mercenary way. That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces.
Mas eu acho que foi
Or
intencional.
perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly they're in a hurry. It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor... To the south of here is Port Ormos, which seems...
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go...
Rapaz, é assim. Calma aí, precaução. Aí. Tá vendo? Já morri de queda.
Look! Fatui
Don't. The port is
Let's keep going.
Tá muito
Now
discreta.
this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles.
Sorridente demais.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
Tô super discreto aqui, hein? Meu Deus. Imagina, tô aqui.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide. This place will do. We can hide here.
Uh-oh. He saw us.
Huh? Is he waving?
It's time to say good.
Wait. And where are all the soldiers?
They were all here?
So this was a trap. Wait.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Será que mandou atacar em floresta?
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back to Parte's.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see. If I were the
Oh no!
Let's go!
Nessa que não vou ver ele saindo com o barco, ele pode voltar.
Pardee's DI is not a place you
I believe we've already made ourselves quite clear. Our superior...
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already.
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the right. I've done my duty to inform you. Don't make...
It would seem that my words have fallen. You can keep trying to deny it, but coming to Pardee's...
With all due respect, you're baseless.
Well, you only have your Harbinger to blame. He knows nothing about keeping a low profile. I may be staying at Pardee's DI as a scholar, but that doesn't mean it is still my duty to protect the peace and safety of the scholars who have contributed so much to Sumeru.
Then it seems our converse...
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia. Not on my...
Tigari, are you alright?
I'm fine. These Fatui have really crossed the line. Time to teach them a lesson.
Esqueci dele.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Too late for regret. Oz reveal.
Disappear! Here! Here! Worthless! Here!
Não morreu.
There's no use resisting! Give us Hypatia!
Keep dreaming.
Yeah, Tigari, beat him up! Let's light it up! By royal decree. Why do they never miss?
Nossa.
Truth repeats its course. I'm going in.
Ah, não é possível, mano.
Dare to mess with me?
Morreu também.
Oz reveal by
Acertei. Pegou ainda.
doctor's orders are absolute.
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now. Everybody stand back!
Right there.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. No escape.
I always bounce back. Just watch me. Let's light it up! I'm going in!
Conquering.
Worthless!
Here. Here.
Worthless!
Here.
Oz, reveal the...
Teamwork is dreamwork!
We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon, please go to...
Got it!
Tá no sonho, será?
Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
Será que ela não tá lá e isso é um sonho?
You think this is over?
Nossa.
What?
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
But, we're...
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw you the first time you came to Parte's DI and made contact with... I didn't need to do anything. It is her honor to be able to connect her consciousness with me.
Who are you talking to?
I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed... I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand.
Hey, Traveler!
My deification is nearly complete. All that's left now are just some... Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god into a divine... Scholars consider the god of wisdom to be the sum total of their faith. It's how they can justify reverence for a god as... But this also shows that humanity's worship of gods is a combination... Yes. Yeah, I'm in a good mood, which is why I'm talking to you like this. What do you mean? Those words, but you're wrong. I'm different from all of you. I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine.
Verdade.
Just think
Ela
about
foi,
a sheet
foi
of
criada
paper.
para comprar isso.
By itself,
Pela EA.
it holds no meaning. All I had recorded down before were some painful memories. Indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, just what... I'm connected to your consciousness, so I can hear... This is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. You know nothing about... It'll be for your own good. as well as everyone else's. Humans are a species that can only you've seen my affection for her. If you were in my position, she peered into my consciousness and saw my past. Someone like that is qualified to become my first follower.
Faz sentido.
All gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become my... You're doubting me again? No matter. Who wants to hurt my devout follower? The doctor wants to hurt my first follower. How very amusing. Has anyone ever told... The doctor has never known his place. Even now, the puny human thinks himself... You're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy the doctor. It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded. Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never needed to be.
Paimon hears thunder! That person Paimon couldn't see was the Balladeer? Oh,
Será que deu bolsa o Satui?
Where is the storm headed? That means anyone outside is in danger!
Acho que derrubou o Satui.
Many mortals fear.
Oh! Have the Fatui retreated? Hey!
He's hurt.
I'm fine.
Don't move. I've seen Eremites get struck.
Struck by...
We were fighting, and just as things started looking grim, the weather suddenly became extremely strange. Lightning started attack. Luckily, there were only two of us, and both of us were nimble enough to dodge most of the strikes. There were a lot of Fatui, though.
And with that, all the Fatui soldiers were forced to retreat. It's all right. My wound aside, you look like you've seen something unpleasant.
Hey, didn't I tell you not...
Just in case, let's go to Hypatia's... Thank goodness, she's fine.
Hey, how about
I understand my condition.
Ugh. The more you understand medicine, the worse of a patient.
I know. I always think...
Oh, he sat down.
Let me rest for a bit.
So that's what you were talking to the Balladeer about? Oh.
The Academia's god.
That sounds, ambitious? As long as I can enjoy every day with a drink in my hand, tasty food in my stomach, and a good night... I must be the least ambitious person who's ever set foot in parties.
Don't say that.
Don't mention it. Well, if nothing else, all this proves that the doctor really did have some urgent matter. Maybe the Fatui want to cover up some secret...
You said the Balladeer claimed that Hypatia has seen his past. So...
Have you noticed? The Balladeer is not happy with the doctor's actions.
Acho que eles não perceberam naquele conto que conta sobre o... eles não sabem... Ou sabem que ele é marionete. Não lembro agora.
Based on what the Travelers said, I think he would. In other words, we've successfully completed...
Yay!
Thank you for the help, Tainari.
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps things up for... Let's continue.
É de amanhã ou do mesmo dia? Acho que é do mesmo dia. Não vi direito. missões do dia. Tem expedição?
All right.
How did everything go?
Let's report back one by one. We've made the necessary modifications to the Akasha terminal.
I'll go next. The Traveler and I went to Parte's DI. The situation was a bit...
Who was behind?
Well, that's the tough part. What should I say, Traveler? The Fatui or the Balladeer? After some back and forth, we confirmed that the Doctor has left Sumeru by boat. So, we've successfully removed the Doctor from...
Oh! Kainari also asked us to tell you that...
Everything also went smoothly on my side. To avoid alerting the quarry, they will stay there for now.
I can't believe you actually got so many Eremites into Sumeru.
It's all thanks to Rahman and his brave team.
It appears to have been very effective. Well, is that...
Huh? Wait.
Well...
Shouldn't you end with some words of encouragement?
Personally, I'd rather we...
I'll hate them.
Oh, and if you wanted someone to say something to that effect, then I must reiterate that I'm here to strategize, so you should find someone more suitable to...
But I thought all of you Academia big shots...
Then I should remind you that I'm the...
I know that. So what?
The scribe is responsible for recording the meeting.
Fine, whatever. Well, Cyno doesn't seem to be much of a talker either.
Employer?
Yep. The Traveler hired me. That's right. So...
Yeah! Say something to boost morale! Huh? What are you all doing here? Oh, it's you! Hey, everyone.
Not at all. I was actually just about...
But you also look like you're up to no good.
Welcome, Nilu. Would you like...
Huh? You mean... You also...
Yes. Nilu, are there any breaks in your performance schedule in the upcoming days?
Huh? Wait.
Nossa.
I can't believe my... Oh, right. The Traveler and... That's right. I must have... But I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Remember.
Okay. I'll get my friends at the Grand Bazaar to help us tomorrow.
Just remember not to say too much.
Acho que foi muito surpresa que saber que a menor é maior é a Maison Lorde.
Now, can we...
So, have you thought up what you'd like to say, boss?
Yep. It's a grand plan and we're all super...
Well said.
Thankfully, I've had my place to myself.
Huh?
Oh.
Alright, let's all go home and get a good night's sleep so we can be up early tomorrow. Okay. So I guess that means it's... Yep! Good night, everyone!
Oito do dia seguinte, beleza.
Hello, you two.
Not really. What about you all?
Naturally, I slept just fine. After all, a good It's crucial to dissipate any tension.
The only thing you're doing is being.
Anyway, do you need me to go over the game plan again? Our target is Grand Sage Azar's office. Everyone in the Academia knows that's where the Grand Sage's console is. Only they can operate it. Many restricted commands and operations are executed via that console. I'm sure that console has—
You know, Hyman's been thinking.
That isn't something they could have accomplished with their scholarly talents alone. In the Sanctuary of Surasthana, 500 years ago, the Grand Sage at the time modified the device so that it can no longer be controlled. Don't forget, today is Nagarbaha Day. The sages and core academia personnel are busy loading the latest batch of research development. All the Darshan's researchers have their noses to the grindstone. And when the Grand Sage leaves his office to supervise the entering process, that's our cue to access the console and free the Dendro Archon. Well, yes, that's just the visible side of our plan. If precedence holds, the Academia should have—
Everyone should be in position.
Let's go.
So.
Yes.
Está errado com a pessoa. Ah, eu vi na primeira vez. Do tempo.
Scrot? Please, wait.
Nossa.
That's me.
No. I was just surprised to see you here. And, also, please don't bring outside guests into the Academia.
Outside guests? How did you arrive at such a conclusion?
What did you say? I'm the top student in Haravatat, and I earned 3rd place.
That wasn't my intention. As your Haravatat senior, I just— Look, based on what you already know, the purpose of my return—
Is that so? The sages search for you. So, from the start,
Hey, shh. Yes, you've proven your—
As I expected. Please, forgive me. I wasn't thinking—
It's nothing. We'll be—
All right. Thank you for your
What the heck just happened?
I'm afraid I don't know.
You have no idea?
He convinced himself that is the so-called pride of a scholar. If someone questions their academic facility— Nowadays, the Academia is rampant with this type of scholar.
Wow. So there are special ways to deal with—
We shouldn't waste any more time. It would be—
Da hora, reflexo. Gente. Ah, não, aqui tinha acesso, não tinha? Onde eu pegava os livros. Eu fui na parte anterior. Aqui foi onde foi barrado, eu acho.
Is this the Academia's library?
Indeed.
Não, aqui eu vim.
Known as the House of Dana, it is quite possibly the most—
There are a lot of students
The Academia marches to a fast beat, especially since it's nearby. Just act natural.
What's this platform?
It's a lift that Academia personnel use.
Are we gonna take it then?
No, not right now. We can't guarantee that we won't run into the Grand Sage. Let's step.
You think the Grand Sage will— And after he does, we'd sneak past?
Who knows? However, if we can—
Allow me to offer you a hint. If you wish to know his location, look—
Nossa.
Do not tell me you believed the Academia would not grow suspicious of you. An eyewitness had informed me of your whereabouts.
Grand Sage, I didn't expect you to—
I'm sure. But compared to you, I am far more— It's a pity that only now have I been afforded the opportunity to formally meet 2 of Sumeru's most esteemed guests. I do— Excellent. You immediately initiated discussion instead of attempting to prepare some— The foot traffic here renders this place unsuitable for discussion.
Mais simples. Só que não do jeito esperado. A não ser que esse já fosse o plano do Alhaitan.
This place is crawling with guards.
All right then, travel. Today is Niagarbaha Day, so I still have many responsibilities to attend to. You seem to know. If that is so, then you should be praising our great work. Rather.
Trivial?
Then tell me, what do the Fatui want from me? Those are all completely worthless. Benefits, divine power. These materialistic work creating a god. Yes, we are using it. If humanity cannot attain omniscience and omnipotence, then we shall regain a god's guidance at long last. No longer will we flounder. Even Irminsul for our nation of scholars. This is the ultimate aspiration. No cost. You will never understand the rapture of having a god be born within your very... Gods exist on a plane that far eclipses humanity's. Lesser care for the people, fend off sandstorms, fabricate silly fairy tales. These are but child's play for the academia. We are a people favored by Greater Lord Rukadevata. Though I may have personally... The ascension of the Lesser Lord has brought nothing but bewilderment to the scholars. They all ask. With that in mind, it is better to keep her eyes...
What a pathetic justification. Do you really think that only the super smart or powerful should be able to call...
As per your judgment, Grand Sage, they are indeed... Not only are they acting against the academia, but their ideologies have the potential to lead scholars astray. Looks like there really was Anyway, I've brought them to the academia as ordered, but it took some time and trouble. Oh, that reminds me. Here's the It's a summary of my time spent with the Traveler. An array of information about him ready.
We finally started to trust you!
Tá fingindo. Será que é a convicção do Scorpion? Do viajante.
Excellent. Detailed contents with no errors. As it is Niagarbaha Day, I'll enter the information on you into the...
We'll be monitored.
With the Akasha's calculation prowess, all of your actions will be predicted with an accuracy of at least 98%. Further, to put it into words you can understand, wherever you go, you will be walking under an invisible leash. This is Sumeru's greatest penalty for Are you not familiar with the concept that great responsibility... In any case, you are Sumeru's most concerning external variable, locking you down...
You're
Despicable. Perhaps from your perspective, but your ploy was to sacrifice the Traveler here, was it not?
Lord Azar, I know what you're trying to say, but I've been following your plan this...
Must I delineate your entire... First off, I received an eyewitness report that you were spotted with the Traveler at Caravan Rebat. However, judging by the time, you all likely encountered the true... The Academia had not received correspondence from its scribe for a prolonged time. You were... With their instigation, what was the probability that you...
Regardless, that's only a guess. The facts are that I've brought the Traveler right before you.
Indeed. Your boldness deserves praise. To think that despite status as... If I'm correct, you have a contingency plan. Sneak into the Academia on Niagarbaha Day, using Alhaitham's status as the scribe. Should your intentions be discovered, Alhaitham will turn traitor and sacrifice the Traveler, thus proving his innocence. As for Sino, according to the Akasha's calculations, he...
You'll see me as a traitor, even if you impugn me. It would have little effect on you all.
You misunderstand. Losing our scribe would irreparably damage the Academia's regular operations, and the However, under the current circumstances, even...
You said that I betrayed the Academia, but
So flight has turned...
Luta cutscene. Ele usou a cápsula.
Well, what do we have here? So you stole that divine knowledge capsule?
Traitor.
You traitor!
Even the most rational scholar will yearn for the power of a god in a moment of desperation. Aren't you doing the exact same thing as me, Alhaitham? Unfortunately for you, no god will lend you their power.
Azar!
He has gone completely insane.
Será que tá fingindo?
Take him to the Matra and exile him to Aru village. Then find someone to take these two to the confinement room. I'll deal with them later.
Grand Sage, we've finished all required preparations for Nyargarbaha Day. We may begin to enter the capsules now.
Excellent. You may begin.
Ele disse que tinha programado action. Que da hora. Situação.
How was Paimon's acting just now? Great, huh? Everything's going according to plan so far. We made it into confinement, and
Fala mais
Alhaitham's
alto.
probably done with his part too. We even managed to trick. What are we doing next? Paimon has trouble remembering things when she's worked up. Right.
Apart from that, we still have yet another goal in the first.
Why do we want to get him?
He's always been the person the sages are most afraid of. Once the traveler is imprisoned, the sages will likely think that everything is under control, and with their guard down, the next victim.
I can already see the.
Oh, that's a super tricky plan. But Paimon still thinks it's not really.
That isn't the only reason, of course. According to the Academia scholars in Ramon's custody, Lesser Lord Kusanali has sealed off her consciousness in the Akasha. That way, they can't pry any more information from her. Even if we break into the sanctuary of Surasthana, it will take time to awaken Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness. We need.
So our job is to wake up Nahida. Okay.
The confinement room is inside the Academia, close to the sanctuary of Surasthana. I'll work with Ramon's scholars to make some modifications to your Akasha terminal. Once you're in, get us. However, as
You've been wearing your Akasha terminal. Paimon thought they'd take our Akasha terminals when they locked us up in here. Were they being careless? Alright, so what now? Sounds easy enough. We can finally talk with Nahida after all this time. There's a light flashing on your Akasha terminal. It's almost like... the faster it blinks, the better the signal. Whoa, it's Mora! Ooh, Mora! No, Paimon, we're not here to hunt for treasure.
Dois. Mais rápido.
Here? No signal
Sai
again.
correndo.
Is it getting dim?
Mais prático.
Eh? Is this the right spot? Are you getting anything?
Se estiver em descanso, não vai estar pensando em nada, vai ser apenas vazio. A orelha dela. tinha reparado.
Nahida! Hey, Nahida!
When did it first start? Oh, right. I want to become a worthy Archon. So I've kept studying, kept listening to my people and kept looking for a way to save her so I can catch up to Greater Lord. But I'm stuck in the same. The sages are created, and I'm forced to lock my conscience.
Nahida! Nahida!
It's so quiet. Now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever actually listened to Archons. Should Archons have I been doing the right thing?
Tadinha.
Am I really not needed? How do I really? It's so quiet here.
Since you're the god of wisdom, you've known the answers to all these questions since the very beginning.
Será que é da minha que perdeu a consciência? Será que tá com ela a consciência dela? Lenny, a Vard, uma coisa assim.
You're right, though. I won't.
Nahida! Nahida?
Did you wake me up?
We're here to rescue you.
I'm fine. And I think of everything that's happened to me.
You should have been angry ages.
Escaramucho vai interferir, será?
Huh? Oh, you're back! How's everything? That's wonderful news! When you went to wake up Nahida, you were out for a long time. There are fewer and fewer scholars going about now. You think everyone's done with... Yep, so that...
Então estaca.
Nilu, are you sure about this?
I'm sure, and I'm going. You know that I don't like to...
Alright. You seem to have a lot, but if anything happens...
Don't worry. They've been through worse.
Alright. You know, if you...
Thanks, Mr. Zubair. You're so very kind.
Adoro. Espada. Lembro de Luke. Que não pode ser substituído. Deixa quieto.
Nilu!
Definitely more than usual.
It's okay. Just focus on...
You sure know how to talk. Taking all the credit, even though we can't...
Well, thank you both.
Ooh, that sounds great.
All right, let's get back to business. Nilu?
I was planning on telling them something like, the Academia's been conducting a weird experiment.
Oh, you couldn't think of anything better?
I think it sounds great. I'm counting on you guys.
Don't worry. It'll be a piece of cake.
Os mesmos gestos da Bárbara.
Hey, Nilu. Sorry, it's great to see you, but I'm really busy right now. Do you want some candy?
Har, thank you so much for doing all of this. I'll pass on the candy, though. I cut back on sleeps in the period leading up to it.
You have a point. The stage is cleared and...
Yeah, thanks to you. I'm really grateful.
You're welcome. The honor's all mine, since I'll have such a great view of the show.
Cutscene. Isso vai provocar o velho, hein? Ele foi contra tudo aquilo, mas ainda estava no sonho, estava se repetindo.
I've never seen a performance like this. This is incredible.
Yeah, but I heard that public performances like these have been banned. I can't believe she's doing this here.
Grand Sage, there's some commotion outside.
How uninteresting. Issue the new Prohibition Act from the Akasha to the guards. They'll know what to do.
Do you think we should, like, stop her?
Let's just watch for a little bit longer.
Sobrescreveu as informações. Agora.
Did you hear that? It sounds like a lot of guards just ran by. Does this mean the plan has moved on to the next stage? Yep. Come to think of it, when did Al-Haytham replace the knowledge capsule that was about to be entered into the Akasha? Oh, so that's when he did it! Paimon was too nervous. Speaking of, didn't Al-Haytham also yoink the it's a time-tested trick of his. Why are we complimenting him? Let's review our plan for this stage again. Now, Paimon remembers that Nilu's task was supposed to go a bit like this.
Now that Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness has been forcefully sealed, with the Doctor's technological support...
How despicable of them to rely...
But, I was originally asked to draft the knowledge capsule for the artistic performance. It should be on the Grand Sage's desk right now, and will be entered into the Akasha during the next Nyargarbaha Day.
Are they really going to stop all artistic performances?
I'll make an identical knowledge capsule, but this time, I'll smuggle some misleading information into it. We only need to find an opportunity to switch the capsules. Once it's been entered into the Akasha, the sages would definitely use that opportunity to announce the ban. And so...
Sure sounds complicated, but that's pretty clever. I just have one question. Even if we manage to get the misleading...
People who are used to relying on the Akasha become less inquisitive, and their ability to distinguish truth from misinformation...
The Akasha will turn humans into machines.
Yikes. Good thing I didn't wear it for long when I was working in Sumeru City. At first, I thought it was a good thing, too. By the way, this plan still requires a...
Do you have someone in mind?
Nilu of Zubair Theater. I know her really well. We can trust her. I'm kinda hesitant to ask her to participate in a dangerous plan.
Alright. After the guards and the Academia are gone,
Then it'll be time for me and my stove. Here they come. Did you see that?
After laying low in the city for so long, this is the moment we've been waiting.
We couldn't do anything to them inside their coop.
For a lioness like you, the prey sure...
We still need to eliminate the guards as soon as possible. If we give the sages enough time to realize...
all they've done is to sit on their cushy salaries and twiddle their thumbs all day while we fought.
Speaking of which, most of the guards who report directly to the 6 sages belong to the core of 30. But they have a completely following those blasted sages every whim, throwing away all the principles of being a...
Indeed. The trap has...
All right, let's each take a road and herd those scattered guards back.
You gave such an important task to that...
It'll be fine. Isak was sewed. Besides, even if he's caught, the guards would be too scared to do anything to him. They've never seen left.
You've got a point.
Good luck.
Faz sentido. Então ele que vai ser a Lorde Menor. E como eles não sabem como é a Lorde Menor, eu vou achar que o menino é ela mesmo.
Hey, do you remember what you need to do, Isak?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Relax. Don't think about getting caught. Even if that, you only need to think about getting the guards' attention and...
Okay, got it. I'm here to...
Hey, they're here. I can see the Academia guard.
Alright, it's time, Isak.
Why is there a guard over there? Did he already run ahead of me? This is different from her...
Ah, eu não consegui.
Huh? Did I? I'd better go have a look.
Melhor tomar cuidado.
Were my eyes playing tricks? I should go check this. There seems to be nothing here.
Good thing they didn't find me. I was close.
Corridinha tosca.
Hey! Lesser Lord Kusanali's over there! Stop!
What? Lesser Lord Kusanali?
No, they found me. Where should I...
The target suspected to be Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ainda bem que eu lembrei. Não.
Where did she go? How did she disappear? Did we lose her? Hurry up and find...
Hey, why is your team here? Didn't we say to split up our search?
Hurry! Hurry! This place is... Why are you all here?
Yeah, isn't it one heck of a coincidence? Everybody's here. What on earth? I suppose that's all of you?
Who are you? Did you set us up? What a...
Phew, that was rough. I almost...
Little brat! So you're not...
Just some colleagues. Think of this as a business competition. After stepping into our traps, stop thinking...
Do nada, pose de luta.
How's that possible?
You've spent all your time hiding away in the Academia.
This is odd. The Academia has quieted down after the conclusion of the... Where are the guards?
Grand Sage, how may I be of assistance?
I called for the guards. Why did you...
My apologies. Right now, all Academia guards have entered the city to perform the order.
Arrest? I have an ominous...
Arrest Lesser Lord Kusanali, right?
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Right now, everyone is in a panic, and many are sick.
What happened? Lesser Lord Kusanali somehow is... That's impossible. The Academia is heavily guarded today, and any order to release Lesser Lord... What manner of trickery did they employ? Disappear. Wait. How was the arrest order distributed to the guards?
It was issued by the Akasha earlier today. Only you have the authority to send messages like that, so...
Let me check. Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the sanctuary of Surat. The Akasha indeed contains this information. And it could... How did they bypass my permissions to issue this kind of message? Was it the report about the traveler? No. I specifically checked that knowledge capsule. Well, even if I figure it out now, it won't make... Have you been to the sanctuary of Surasthana to
confirm? No. It may be a bit offensive to say this, but how can the information in the Akasha be inaccurate? What the Akasha decrees, if we have to confirm the information and knowledge, then how is that any different from us learning that information ourselves? Wouldn't Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's...
In the beginning, it was I who asked you to believe in the Akasha, to believe in the legacy...
No, Grand Sage. I'm merely confused because...
Stay here and see if there are any...
Yes, Grand Sage.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the sanctuary of Surasthana. How can that be? Stop thinking about it. Stop. It must be a trick of theirs. As long as I personally can... Ah! Impossible. That's impossible. There must be... Huh? She really appeared again?
What a comical sight, Azar. Once the Akasha has put certain thoughts into your head, you all can only see the world in your mind. And precisely because of this, she has been a wise...
Sino. The Akasha predicted that you would return to the Academia.
No, you were blinded. Your faults stem from your reliance on the Akasha.
I truly did not expect a proud person like you.
People change, Azar. Admit it.
Then tell me.
You want to buy time? This is the sanctuary of Surasthana. As for the investigation, I've at least confirmed that you are guilty of insurgency against the Ark.
So what? Did you do all of this so I would plead guilty?
No. You once said that I had no standing to judge you. So now, how about judgment in the name of a god?
How long do we have to... Paimon hasn't heard any sounds outside for a while. Yeah, but aren't you scared that we... Thinking about it, at least when Paimon thinks of Nahida being imprisoned alone in this...
Here comes your savior.
Yeah! Paimon just knew you would come to rescue us!
You two really owe me some big thanks. I had to search through who knows how many guards to find the key.
Thanks a lot. Need Paimon to rub your shoulders?
No, that's,
What are you afraid of?
now isn't the time to talk about being ticklish. Things in the city and on Sino's side are both going well. The Corps of 30 is in charge of the city's defenses, but we already talked to Asfand. As long as it doesn't break their employment contracts, they'll turn a blind eye.
That's probably because you've been super great friends.
The Grand Sage is in his custody. Even I know how terrible it is to fall. Sino forced him to release Lesser Lord Kusanali. So, hurry to the sanctuary. We should have already rescued our Archon. Honestly, I didn't... Alright, you two better go. I still have to clean up some messes.
Eu acho que o Sabi ainda vai aprontar alguma.
See you around.
Ou os caras muito usar a consciência dele.
Off we go! Adventure time!
this is the first time we've met in real life. Before, we've only met in dreams. Thank you so much for coming to rescue. During this time, I did some self-reflection. My sense of inferiority and yielding to the academia led to all— Exactly! We're here because you're a good— Amazing. So this is how it feels. It's like I just had an endlessly long dream. My concept of self— But now doesn't seem to be the time to indulge in this feeling. This is really embarrassing. You all just rescued an Earth. It's okay. With you here, there's one more thing. What is it? For all the things the academia did to me, and for all the folly it committed in the name of wisdom. Ah! Wow! That's the spirit! I understand now. To be a if you haven't even figured out how to be a caterpillar, how can you be a butterfly? Yes, true. That means we need to hurry and prevent the birth. I need to make some preparations. Since I'm now free, I can establish a first things first. I need to remove after that. I'll make some adjustments and revoke the sage's permissions. The Akasha, after all, the academia betrayed. This might take some time. In the meantime, you should— if we don't stop the God creation plan in time, we'll be in for a tough fight. Might as well prepare for a fight. When we're done, we can take a walk around.
Era os meus dias, né? Sempre esqueço. Sim.